everybody, my name is Amber Johnson and I am with Craftaboo, and I am so glad that you are here. Today I'm going to be going over the Lego block pattern and show you what stitches are used and how to make the bumps for the Lego. So come on in and we will get started. Okay, so welcome back. We have got you started with this pattern. We are starting on row 3. At this point I have already chained 16. I have done my row of single crochet and my row of double crochet. So now we are going to get started on row 3. We're going to go ahead and do 3 half double crochets in the first 3 stitches, 1 in each, just like that. And then the next part, we're going to be doing all of the next things into this one stitch right here. You are going to have a lot of loops on your hook to deal with, but I will show you a trick that I've used to be able to manage them. So for the next one, we're going to yarn over twice and go into the stitch, draw up a loop. So now you have 4 on your hook. You're going to yarn over, go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. Now do not finish the stitch. Keep this on your hook. We're going to do 4 more of these stitches. So we're going to yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, so now you have 3 loops, 2 stitches on your hook. We're going to do it again. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Yarn over twice, go through the loop, pick up a hook, go through 2, go through 2. So you've got a lot of loops right now. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 1 more. And right now your hook is probably getting pretty crowded. You've got some relatives that have moved in. And the way that I have done this in the past is when I get to this point, I just make sure that all of these are pushed down towards the bottom of my hook. Now I have one of those ergonomic ones that have a grip on it, and I just make sure that they all stay up next to the grip. If you're using just an all aluminum hook, I push them back to where my thumb is so that they all hang out right there. So they're not, hanging out down at the tip of your hook and making things difficult. So at this point, you have 6 loops. You're going to yarn over and draw through all 6 loops. And to make the thing puff out is I stick my finger behind it as I'm drawing through all of those loops and just kind of pop it out as I'm working. So that's kind of how I make the loop work. You can go in after the fact and pop them out with a pencil or with your finger, but it just works better for me if I do it as I'm making the bump. So now we're going to go and do 3 more half double crochets. And see, I'm popping it out as I put in that stitch to make sure that it puffs out. So we're going to do 2 more. And then we're going to do this puff again. So we're going to do yarn over twice, go into the next hook, loop, pull up 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over twice, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a hook, go through 2, go through 2. Okay, yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, we're going to do 2 more. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Now see, I'm getting kind of crowded, so I'm pushing my stitches back here on this hook so that as I'm working, I'm not losing my stitches off of the top of the end of the hook. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, so now I have 6 on my hook. I put my finger behind all of the stitches so that it'll kind of pop out. I yarn over and draw through all 6 loops. Okay, it's pretty simple. I mean, once you get the muscle memory going, it doesn't take very long at all to do that stitch. And it's super fun too. So we're going to do that again. We're going to go do 3 more half double crochets. Pop that stitch out. There's 2 and 3. And now we're going to do 1 more puff on this row. So yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, go through 2, go through 2. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Whoops, And sometimes that happens. Sometimes your hook pulls out of all of the loops, so we just start over again. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And see, that kind of happened to me because I wasn't making sure all of my loops were down at the end of my hook. They were coming off of the tip as I was going through all of those stitches. So there's a real world example for you of why you should keep your loops under control. So we're going to do it again. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, go through 2, go through 2. Okay, so now I have 5 on my hook. We're going to do one more. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. I have 6 on my hook now, so now we're going to yarn over and go through all 6. Okay, now let's finish off that row. We're going to go in and do 3 more half double crochets and pop that puff out right there. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Okay, so that's how the first row of bumps should look. You've got your 3 bumps in the middle, and you've got 3 half double crochets on each side. So there's 3 half double crochets, your bump all in one stitch, 3 half doubles, a bump in 1, 3 half doubles, a bump in 1, 3 half doubles. So now we're going to go on to row 5. We're going to chain 2 and turn our work. This row is pretty self-explanatory. You're just going to do a double crochet in each stitch across. But I'm going to show you when you get to the bump where to place your stitch, because that one is a little confusing if you're not used to it. So I've done 3. So this is the back side of your bump. This is where you're going to be putting your double crochet. You can see your V right here. You're going to do your double crochet into the top of that V. Sometimes it's a little hard to see it, but if you wiggle your hook around in there, you should be able to find it just fine. So that's where you put it. And we're just going to finish off this row. We're going to do 3 more here. Get me some yarn. And here we go with the top of another bump. You can see the V right there. So we're going to do a double crochet in the top. Just like that. Okay. Let's finish this row off. And here's your top of your another bump. There's your V in the top. Stick the hook in there. Get going. And we'll finish it off with 3 more double crochets. You'll have a total of 15 stitches. 15 double crochets. There's 15. Okay, so now let's chain 1 and turn our work back around. This is what it looks like after row 5 is finished. You've got your row of bumps, and then you've got your row of double crochet on top of it. So this is where we start our next row of bumps. It's going to be identical to what you already did. So yarn over and do your 3 half doubles. Just like this. And by now you should have this muscle memory down. It's a little tricky, but you'll get there. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over twice, just like that. I'll slow it down a little bit again so you can go with me. We yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, all in the same stitch. Pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, go through 2. So now we have 5. And a yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, now we've got 6 on the hook. We put our finger behind all of those stitches, and we pull through all of them, just like that. And you can tell that you're in the right hook because these bumps line up just like that. See? All right. Now we're going to finish off this row. It's the same exact motion that you did on the one below. So pop out that little bump. We're going to do our 3 half doubles. Okay, we've come to another bump. So by now, say it with me. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, go through 2, go through 2. Just like that. Nifty schnifty. So yarn over twice, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Just like that. Yarn over twice, in the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And one more. Okay, now we yarn over and pull through all 6. We are almost there, guys. We're closing in on it. Now we yarn over, we do 3 half doubles. And see, when I do that without popping it out with my finger, it kind of gets all twisted around in the back. You can see it's not really puffed out. So I take my finger behind after I do that half double crochet and just pop that thing right out, just like that. Okay, so here's our last bump. We're going to yarn over twice. Yarn over twice, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Just like that. Okay, now we got 6. We yarn over, pull through all 6. And we're going to finish off the row with 3 half doubles. Pop out your stitch. All right. Chain 2 and turn. I will see you back here at the end when you have finished your next row of double crochets. Make sure to put them in the V on the top of each bump. And I will show you how to finish off the block. Okay, so now we have got our last row of double crochet across the top, and we're ready to finish off our block. So all you're going to be doing is putting in a single crochet in each stitch across to finish this bad boy off. This block is so much fun. I love making them. And I like making this blanket because you can make as many or as few as you can at a time, and then just sew them together at the end. And the sewing together, I don't even use a needle. I use the crochet hook, and I just do a single crochet to bind them together going through both layers. And it makes it such a fun texture at the end of the blanket, and it makes it a lot easier. I'm kind of a lazy crocheter, and I don't like tucking in a bunch of ends, so that actually works well for me, being able to crochet them together. So there's your little life hack from me to you. So there we are at the end of our block. This is how it should look. You've got nice even sides on both sides. You got evenly spaced, and all of your bumps are lining up. So once that's all done, just take your scissors, cut the yarn, and pull through and fasten it off. And there you go, all finished. So I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions about the pattern, or if you're struggling in any way, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is in the pattern. It's amber@craftaboo.com. You can also email me on my Etsy store. There's a way to contact me through there. And please, please, please share with me your finished product. I would love, love, love to see your finished blankets. It's so cool to see everybody's creativity. So thank you so much, and let me know what you think of the pattern. And join me on my YouTube channel where I have some Rookies Learn to Crochet videos, goes over some basic stitches. And if you have any questions, please just give me a holler. Thank you.